When you think of American cuisine, what pops into your head?
Oh my god, it's the best. It's the best.
Burgers so big they could double as a small planet? Fried chicken that's so crispy it should come with a warning label?
You sure you have the right house?
Hot dogs that are practically the unofficial mascot of baseball games? And don't even get me started on pancakes, those fluffy discs of joy that could make any morning feel like a celebration. But hold on a minute. While we've got plenty of homegrown delights, our food scene is like a giant melting pot. And I don't mean the cheese kind. Nope, our beloved American eats have been given a serious international makeover. Italian pizza has conquered our pizza nights, French croissants are cozying up to our coffee, and zesty falafel have made our taste buds take a global tour. So let's dig into top 6 global foods and find out how these international hits crossed the ocean and became American favorites. You might just find that your next favorite meal has a passport. 1. Pizza, Italy. Picture this. The year is 1905 and Italian immigrants in New York decide to share their cheesy, saucy masterpiece with the US. And thank goodness they did.
Interesting.
Pizza may have been born in Naples, Italy, but it grew up in America, adding layers of pepperoni, sausage, and an unapologetic amount of cheese along the way. The story begins with the classic margherita pizza, topped with tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil, created in honor of Queen Margherita of Italy. Sounds fancy, right? Fast forward to today, and we've moved way past fancy. We've got pizzas covered in BBQ chicken, pineapple, looking at you, Hawaii, and even mac and cheese. Somewhere, the Neapolitan creators are either applauding or shaking their heads in disbelief. But here's a fun fact. Pizza was considered peasant food back in Italy. Yes, the dish that now dominates Super Bowl parties was once for the have-nots. But when it hit the US, all bets were off. We took pizza and ran with it, from New York's thin crust to Chicago's deep dish that could double as a casserole. Now, pizza is the star of every Friday night, office party, and I'm too lazy to cook moment across the country. 2. Sushi, Japan. Sushi may scream classy now, but back in the day, it started as a simple way to preserve fish. Imagine, ancient Japan, rice being used to keep fish fresh, and then, boom, someone decided, hey, why not just eat it all together? And thus, sushi as we know it was born. Fast forward to the 1960s, sushi rolled its way into American hearts and stomachs, and there was no turning back. But wait, there's more. The California roll. No, it's not traditional, but it's a perfect example of how America loves to remix things. Avocado, crab, or imitation crab, let's be real, and cucumber, all wrapped in rice and seaweed. It became the gateway sushi for those too scared to try raw fish. Now, sushi ranges from basic tuna rolls to mind-blowing creations featuring everything from cream cheese to jalapenos. Bet the Japanese didn't see that one coming. Sushi's rise in the US can be traced to its health appeal. Low calorie, high in omega-3s, and paired with soy sauce that makes you feel fancier than you probably are. What's not to love? Today, sushi is a go-to meal for everything from quick lunches to elegant date nights. You can find it at high-end restaurants, grocery stores, and even gas stations, though proceed with caution.
What?
3. Tacos, Mexico. Ah, the taco. The humble handheld delight that has gone from street food in Mexico to a culinary phenomenon in the US. But let's take a step back. Originally, tacos were a working-class food in Mexico.
I would like you to accompany me to Taco Bell.
Miners and laborers would grab a tortilla, fill it with meat or whatever was around, and get back to work. Quick, easy, and delicious.
So tasty.
A perfect meal on the go. Now, tacos have taken over the US like a crunchy, soft, or sometimes hard-to-handle storm. Taco trucks, Taco Tuesdays, and even the guilty pleasure of fast food tacos have become an American staple. And don't get me started on fusion tacos. Korean BBQ tacos, sushi tacos. America has tacoized everything, and we love it. The history behind the tacos' arrival in the US is tied to Mexican immigrants in the early 20th century, bringing their traditions and flavors with them. It wasn't long before American palates caught on. What really did it, though, was the evolution of Tex-Mex. Suddenly, tacos got loaded with ground beef, shredded cheese, lettuce, and tomatoes. A far cry from their more minimalist Mexican roots, but undeniably delicious. And let's not forget the hard shell, America's contribution to taco culture. While in Mexico, soft corn tortillas are the go-to. The US decided to make things crispier and messier with the hard shell taco. Sure, it's structurally unsound, one bite and everything falls apart, but that's half the fun, right? 4. Croissants, France. Croissants, those buttery, flaky pastries that make breakfast feel like a Michelin star event. Originating in France, these delights are so much more than just a breakfast pastry. They're practically a symbol of French culture. Legend has it that the croissant's roots trace back to Vienna, Austria, where the shape was inspired by the crescent moon of the Ottoman Empire. But it was the French who took this idea and perfected it, adding layers of buttery goodness that could make even the grumpiest person crack a smile. Croissants made their American debut in the early 20th century, thanks to French immigrants and their charming bakeries. They quickly won hearts and stomachs across the US, and now, whether you're grabbing one on the go or enjoying it as part of a leisurely brunch, croissants are everywhere. They've become so popular that you'll find them stuffed with everything from chocolate to ham and cheese, proving that they're not just a pastry, they're a canvas for endless culinary creativity. And let's be honest, there's something almost magical about pulling apart a croissant and watching those golden flakes fall away. It's like breakfast theater, but way more delicious.
It was delicious.
5. Dim sum, China. Dim sum, the ultimate small bite that's as big on flavor as it is on fun. Originating in the Cantonese-speaking regions of China, dim sum is a culinary tradition that began as a way for travelers to have a snack during their tea breaks on the Silk Road. And let me tell you, it's evolved into so much more than just a snack. Imagine a rolling cart of various dumplings, buns, and spring rolls coming your way. It's like a food parade that marches right into your heart.
Oh my God!
Imagine stepping into a restaurant where a parade of rolling carts is coming your way, each laden with a tantalizing array of tiny treats. It's like the food version of a carnival, and you're the star of the show. The tradition dates back to the Tang Dynasty, 618–907 AD, when tea houses in China would offer these little bites to complement their tea. They knew that a cup of tea is great, but a cup of tea with dumplings is even better. Dim sum means touch the heart, which is a lovely way of saying we're about to fill your heart and stomach with some seriously delicious food. Whether you're digging into some steamed buns, savory dumplings, or crispy spring rolls, dim sum has a way of making you forget about your diet plans. It's a culinary journey where you don't just eat, you explore, savor, and quite honestly, overindulge. 6. Falafel, Middle East. Last but not the least, let's dive into the crispy, golden world of falafel, the Middle Eastern snack that's basically the superhero of vegetarian cuisine. These little balls of chickpea deliciousness have been around for centuries, and they're here to prove that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring.
Peter, it's time for a healthy veggie dinner.
Falafel's roots trace back to ancient Egypt, where peasants created this savory treat as a cheap, nutritious alternative to meat. They didn't just create a meal, they created a legend. Fast forward a few thousand years, and falafel has become a global sensation. It's like the Beyoncé of vegetarian food, versatile, beloved, and always in the spotlight. These crunchy orbs are made from ground chickpeas, or fava beans, mixed with a blend of spices like cumin and coriander, and then deep fried to perfection. The result? A crispy exterior with a soft, flavorful interior that's perfect for stuffing into pita bread or just enjoying on its own. Falafel is so good, it makes you forget that you're eating something healthy.
I'm gonna use low-fat ingredients. Game changer.
It's the snack that turns every meal into a Middle Eastern feast and makes you feel like you're on a world tour of flavor without ever leaving your kitchen. So, next time you bite into a falafel, remember, you're not just enjoying a snack, you're savoring a piece of history that's been making people happy for centuries. And hey, if it's good enough for ancient Egyptians, it's definitely good enough for us. Had a blast exploring these global foods that turned into American favorites? Drop your top pick in the comments below or let us know which international dish you'd love to see in our next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more tasty adventures from around the world. See you in the next bite-sized journey.